was opening chips, I think, or something. It's the first thing.
I put the bag of chips away.
Oh, okay. It's appreciated. It's chips.
No
Uh,
problem.
I am being nice in response by calling them chips instead of crisps. That is totally what I was doing,
I mean, you can if you want. It's
and
fine.
didn't accidentally just call them chips for some reason.
Your brain has
Anyway,
been corrupted.
you know what I haven't eaten in a while? Chips. Like at potato fries. It's been a while.
Yes.
Thank you for specifying which one you meant. I
Yeah.
assumed, but
Reflux, right? That's the thing we're doing. Natsume yo Yuujinchou. I knew it was Natsume something. I couldn't remember the second word because it's Japanese and such, and I'm not fluent. So I remember when we picked this anime that this one has a synopsis that is a little similar to Bleach, and yeah, that kind of bears out a little bit.
yeah, a little bit. Similarly, kind-hearted character to Ichigo's original pitch, I guess.
Yeah, just without the rough edges, so a little less interesting, but you know, seems like a fairly standard, fair, nice boy who is ostracized for reasons. Which, you know,
Yeah, that kind of mentality goes into his design as well. He's just kind of less visually interesting than Ichigo as well.
yeah. He is. Well, I mean, he's an anime character, so, like, if he was actually a Japanese boy with sandy blonde hair, that would actually be a little interesting. But, you know, it's anime land. So. This show is about this dude. He can see not ghosts, yokai. Or there was another term for them that I do not remember. But yeah, he can see them, and they used to be like kind of benign, just sort of there, but have started like sort of attacking him and picking fights, and he doesn't know why. But if he runs to a shrine, then they leave him alone. Is usually how it works. So he's running away from one of these yokai and comes across some other students from his school because, of course, he's a schoolboy. Doesn't even bear mentioning. I don't even know why it bothered. He just sort of plays, yeah, see ya, and keeps running. They can't see the yokai because that's his thing. He tries to get to a shrine. The yokai stops him. There is another one that is much smaller because the first one is like a big, shaggy-haired thing. There is also a smaller one that looks like Orochimaru. They pin him to a tree, and the small one says to rip out his tongue because then he won't be able to say its name, and they keep calling him Reiko even though that's not his name.
His last name.
No, it's not.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Japanese names backwards. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was confused because later on they have the flashback and then I thought she was given the family name, but no, that was just a given name.
So he punches the yokai in the face and runs away. So that's a little like Ichigo-like, I guess.
Works surprisingly well.
Yeah.
This dude has physical strength.
I guess. Or spiritual strength. That could go either way. Like, they mentioned that's a thing that... Anyway, he runs to the shrine, and the yokai leave him alone, but he trips over a rope, which was apparently part of a seal that was keeping another yokai in a box. And there's a booming voice, and oh, you have released me, and he desperately tries to fix the rope, but it doesn't do anything. and the cage opens, like bursts open, and there's a kitty inside. A little fat ball of fluff.
Then he starts to snicker, and then the whole shrine explodes.
Yeah.
And the lucky cat has been released.
Maneki Neko. So, I don't think we ever got this thing's actual name, because names are important, as we'll get to.
It is later called Madara.
Oh, Madara, yes, you're right. We did get this thing's name. Even so, I'm going to call it Meowth from now on. So...
Okay.
That works.
That's fair.
So, Meowth is a little cute little ball of, like, pudge. He's just a pudge ball. I love him.
And the Meowth explains basically, hey, yo, your grandma was super cool and beat up a bunch of yokai because she could see yokai and nobody else could, so she was also ostracized and alone.
Have you ever heard of the Book of Friends? And he's like, yeah. And then it disappears. He's like, okay, that was a thing, but okay, I guess I can go home. So he goes home. He has a caretaker who is not related to him by blood. There's a note of some kind of connection to his family that he does not elaborate on.
It is flashback.
Does she seem weirdly interested in him to anyone else? That was like some weird cougar energy she was giving off, being really interested in helping him.
I think it's supposed to be an exceptionally caring person, not I want to jump him.
I think she's trying to help him because she believes he has issues.
That is also a possibility. Like, in the flashback of when he was growing up, I don't know whether that was supposed to be his parents because they were really weird. Like,
I think they were relatives because he said his parents died very early.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he was passed around from relatives to relatives. And he could see ghosts, and his friends like, this kid's kind of freaking creepy.
Yeah, because I don't know any parents, let alone any mother, that would call their child creepy. Like, that's... So... he goes to look at his grandmother's things that she left him and finds the book, and then Meowth comes back. He's like, hey, give me the book. And he's like, no. And he's like, rawr, I'm a giant fox.
He charges and goes full attack mode and misses entirely.
Oh no, wait, that comes later. That does happen, but it comes later.
He misses entirely and just gets stuck in the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, please help me out. Please give me the Book of Friends. Help me out, and then give me the Book of Friends.
Yeah.
Help me out. No,
I think I'll just let you stay there. Wait, no. Please help me out of this wall, and then afterwards you can hand me the Book of Friends once I can actually hold it. Something like that.
Yeah. I think I'll just let you sit there for a bit.
Yeah. Caretaker is startled by the loud noise because he's like something has put a hole through a wall. Then gets on her hands and knees to shout up at him. I have to assume this is like sort of a cultural thing of if you're going to shout, you get low so as not to seem threatening. I don't know what that's supposed to indicate. I'm literally just spitballing here, but it was a weird thing.
I have no idea.
But yeah, so we then get the explanation of what the Book of Friends actually is. So his grandma was super cool. She had a fucking beating stick. And she would go around to yokai and make friends with them, by which I mean beat them up, get their names, write them in a little book, and then she would basically have power to call on them whenever she wanted.
They'd become her subordinates.
Yeah.
She was a Pokemon trainer.
Kind of, yeah. Pretty much.
All she needed was the yokai watch.
Yeah, I was trying to pull a connection to the yokai watch. Yep.
It was gonna come up eventually.
Yeah, that big fucking fat sweaty one fucking drips everywhere. God, that thing was gross. Yeah, you thought Garbodor was a shit Pokemon. Fucking, I don't know what that thing was called, but it was literally just a big fat guy that sweats everywhere.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking gross. Anyway, so he has the book now, and that's why the yokai are after him, and they want the book, either to have the book and get power, or to, at the very least, stop him having power over them. So, he's like, yeah, you should give me the book. And he's like, no. Okay, fine. I will be your sensei and stuff. Just call me Meowth Sensei. I don't think he gave his real name at that point.
Yeah. But he's like, this book is the last thing I have left of my grandma.
So
not giving it up.
Yeah, this is. And then the yokai attack again. The big one, the little one. So he runs away. There is a smashing sound, which I assume will be brought up in episode 2 because we don't actually get back to it. Runs out of the house. Gets chased through the forest, and the Meowth tells him to hide in a bush, so he does. The other yokai just sort of keep running. And Meowth is like, okay, do you see the danger and stuff now? You need to give me the book. No. Goes full beast mode again, pins him down. Is like, okay, give me the fucking book. Natsume punches him in the face. If memory serves, this is the point where it happens.
Yep. Punches him in the face, and he gets him up, and he's just like, I'm going to release the names of these yokai. I'm going to release them.
I'm going to give them their names back, basically.
And look, if I die in the process of doing this, you can have the book, okay?
Then I will bear witness and such. So Meowth goes to take on the little one, which is where we get Meowth's real name, from the little one being like, hey, I'm going to get that book, and I'm going to become the master of this region. Okay. Madara takes exception to that and chases the thing away. Meanwhile, Natsume gets confronted by the big one again and does a ritual to find the thing's name, which Meowth told him about. Gets a flashback to Grandma Reiko basically going through the process of getting the name, which is she tricks it by putting down food at a grave and then taking it away from the hungry spirit and eating it herself. She's like, oh, it wasn't very good.
I don't think she's the one who put down the food. It seemed like another girl did it, and she walked up and took it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, after that, I forget a lot of how the ritual goes, but basically Reiko goes bonk, and then you're now my servant. And like, okay. Gets the name, puts it on paper. It's like, okay, whenever I call on you, you have to come, okay? Okay. And the spirit's actually kind of happy about it because it was lonely. but then Reiko died in between.
And never called the yokai's name.
Yeah. So it was very sad. And then Natsume Jr., I forget his first name, calls her by the name and is like, hey, yeah, I forget.
You seem really nice. Thanks for being
Yeah.
so nice.
Goodbye, my grandmother's kind-hearted friend.
That was it, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That was very nice.
I still can't get over the moral of the story, of the flashback. If you find a hungry spirit who's just looking for a little bit to eat, you just beat the shit out of them until they're your friend.
Beat them up and
What?
take their name.
Oh my god, she literally kicks ass and takes
Yes,
names.
Yes, exactly. Kicks.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Literally kicking ass and taking names.
Grandma
That's the
Reiko just
premise.
got way cooler. Alright. Yeah. That's pretty much the end of the first episode. I like this. This was pretty good. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
enjoyed it, yeah.
This-
It was.
Yeah. Like I say, a little bit Bleach, but a little bit not as well. It does have its own like spin and flavor on things, so that's kind of nice to see. In other ways, it's a little blander, but that's I guess the difference when you have a big multi-million, multi-billion yen company having your back and having editors and like script proofs and stuff like that compared to
I mean, in fairness, for Bleach, his ability to see spirits was his baseline ability, and everything else just kind of quickly moved on. This appears to be the opposite of that, where it's the whole deal is that he can see spirits.
and also punch
So
them in
the
the face.
scope is just smaller. And yes, punch them in the face if needed.
That is important because it happened twice, which means it's a running theme.
I assume at some point he will get an ability based around that, or a weapon.
I did see a lot of other paraphernalia in that box, so I'm assuming Grandma's beating bat is in there as well.
That is very possible.
Gotta go get my bat.
I do love that we're getting the history of this Bancho ass fucking grandma in the middle of this show. It's really fucking cool. Alright, so yeah, I found this a lot of fun. I don't really have anything particularly negative to say about it, to be honest. Like, I can't think of anything really specific I would need to call out.
Yeah, no, I watched another episode of this. In fact, I was tempted to do so right after I finished it, but we'd record.
I have to imagine the granddad is going to make an appearance at some point. That is a prediction for how this plot goes, because they make a big deal of how ostracized and alone Grandma was, but she had a kid.
Like, this series, when we first talked about it, I mentioned it got a movie this year. Like, it's still getting
Oh yeah, this is still going. Yeah.
The manga is ongoing, 26 volumes. Like, I mean, it's lasting.
Book of Friends is a big book.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't seem like that many pages, but okay.
This manga
I
started
wonder
in 2005. It's been going on for 16 years.
So I wonder if is it like case closed, kind of like that kind of cultural phenomenon where it just kind of never ends. There's always a new thing.
I think it's just kind of one of those things that just keeps chugging along and not really being a cultural touchstone, but it's popular enough to keep going, so they just keep going. There's a bunch of shows like that. Like, our side as well. Like, fucking Supernatural went over 15 seasons. It really shouldn't have, but it did.
True.
So that's that one. That's what was the name of it? I feel like I should give the name of it again because it was really good and people might check
Natsume's
it
Book
out.
of Friends.
Yeah, Natsume Yuujinchou. If you want to look it up on a stupid website that's fucking weeby. If you want to look it up on the stupid website that's fucking weeby, it's Yuujinchou. That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Natsume's Yuujinchou.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. I rolled us a new number, 21.
21. Something Superman 27 again.
Okay. 10.
10, we've done it.
Okay. 5.
5. Okay. There we go. I found it. Oh, this one has a dub. This is a 2018 anime, so of course it has a dub. All right. That's a nice thing, by the way. Just like modern anime industry, you can kind of expect a dub for most things nowadays. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so anime for this week, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, is Uchu Senkan Tiramisu, or Space Battleship Tiramisu. Apologies for popping the mic there.
Okay.
Yeah. The human race extended its life field and... What? The human race extended its life field and greed to the vast reaches of space. In space era 0156, a war breaks out amidst all of the colonies in space. Earth begins to construct a new space battleship called Tiramisu in secret just as the war begins. One genius pilot steers the Tiramisu as a beacon of hope for humanity. Against the rest of humanity, one presumes.
It's about it's a 7-minute runtime.
Why did they name the ship after a cake?
Why did they name a battleship after a cake? That's not how ships are named, like, anywhere. That's not... Okay.
It's based off a web manga. It's got about 13 episodes, 7 minutes per episode. We've done shorter stuff if you want to do this, but
we have done shorter stuff, but that doesn't mean I necessarily want to do this one.
Okay, I can roll a new one.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, 4.
4. We've done it. And even if we exclude the ones that we've already done from the list, then it's just that one again.
16.
Again. 16.
So wait, does that mean that that letter is gone? If that was the only other one on the list we haven't seen?
No. There was one before No, 4 was the first one that we hadn't done in the list. So if we exclude the ones that we haven't done in the list, then it just goes to 5, which is Ucha Tiramisu again.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, 16 was okay. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Summary. All right.
Ungo.
Shinj question mark. Ear question mark.
That seems like a glitch. Let me just pull up the My Anime List one.
Yeah, this is just them
All right.
being stupid. Shinji, Yuki, I assume, and Ingo work together to solve mysteries in a near-future timeline. This episode will depict the protagonists Shinji and Inga's first encounter. The story is based on the works of Ongo Sakaguchi, Aoi Bunkaku series In the Forest Under Cherries in Full Bloom, a post-World War II Japanese novel and essayist. I feel like I've heard that name before.
And it's Shinjudo.
Oh, so they were being really pretentious. Okay.
Yeah, it's based on Sakaguchi Ongo's novel, which they stated the English name, which is In the Forest Under Cherries in Full Bloom, also called Meiji Kaika Ongo Toromonocho. And this was aired in 2011, 24 minutes per episode, animated by Studio Bones.
Oh. All right. I have no complaints.
Classic Bone.
Yeah, no, I'll try
Sure.
it out.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you guys.